This video is going to be based off of Michael Beasley. Michael Beasley, he's a former NBA player. I mean, he's still active in basketball, but he's just in another league. And so with this whole thing, I'll be breaking this down into two parts because there's just so much for me to say. I'm not gonna, and in those two parts, I'm not gonna cover all 45 or so minutes of it, but I'm just gonna cover, just certain parts of it. Um, but before I do that, I just want to say, just looking at the thumbnail here of the video, the interview, you can clearly see that Michael Beasley, he just looks so tired. He just looks like his soul, like he's just a he's just zapped away. Like his soul's already crushed, unfortunately, compared to the other three folks here. But that's because he's gone through so much shit in his life. From the time that he was a child all the way to this day. Even being in the NBA. He's just super. He's just really exhausted. But yeah, I'm gonna get right to it.
Like at this point, I ain't asking media to be in my shoes, right? Like, what a nigga gotta be in Delonte West shoes to get help,
It's crazy.
right?
And that's Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban reached out to him.
And no disrespect to Delonte West, and no disrespect to nobody involved in
That's
his
a
shoes
perfect
and anything
question.
like that.
No, it makes sense.
But it's like, what does it take to do the right thing, right? Imagine somebody getting shot right there. What's the first thing you gonna yell? Somebody get him some help. We all eating good.
True.
Somebody ain't got no food. Somebody get him some food, right? Just a little bit of your plate, Somebody ain't got no money over. Yo, somebody get him some money. It's the same thing. Like how many different ways do a person gotta get shot metaphorically for help to be? You dig what I'm saying? It's like my whole life I asked for help. Help from my favorite athletes, from my favorite celebrities, from my favorite people in the world, everybody, and it's like everybody just like either call me crazy or just, I don't want to get into personal shit, but like
Fred was talking.
So sorry about that noise, but yeah. So Michael Beasley, he mentioned Delonte West. He's saying, does it have to take being this fucked up like Delonte West to even get help? I mean, by that point, it's already pretty much too late, And of course, he's not disrespecting Delonte. He's trying to tell them that, you know what? I'm trying to save myself here. I'm crying out for help. Hear me out. I don't want my life to go haywire and lose everything. My fortunes, my reputation, and just pretty much everybody. I don't want to lose everything. I don't want to be I don't want to get to Delonte West's level. I want to fix this right now while I still have money. While I'm still okay. That's what he's trying to tell them. Because the man he's been taken advantage of by pretty much everybody, even his own family, his mother, his financial advisor, from what he's saying. But
About the way you work. Everything I see from you now, you in the gym. You talking in the gym. Somebody's talking about you being in the gym. And we're talking about narrative. If Fred's trying to tell you that here, you can control that narrative. How that narrative is perceived and how other people use it, we can't fix. You can't fix that. But you're saying right now, how many different ways should I have asked for help or shown I needed help? What type of help did you need?
And this is the kind of thing that, I mean, big respect to the guys at Pivot who are trying to understand the not the Michael Beasley. You know, a lot of respect for them. But he just doesn't. I guess he does. They don't understand it yet, but they're just trying to.
What was the help you were
What kind of
searching
help
for?
we all need? I seen y'all talk about it on y'all one of y'all podcasts. Motherfuckers coming in with the entourage, and I ain't had not one person in this motherfucker like that didn't steal. I don't know nobody that ain't stole from me. Period. Like, period. From, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody except for my kids stole from me. And every step of the way, I asked for help.
Yep.
Bro, how this, how that? I'm talking about this person. I don't drop names. I ain't into making my story about nobody else. I don't want nobody name into whatever I got going on, you know what I'm saying?
No, 100%.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Yeah. He did ask for help so many times. Like, just literally so many times, and I could feel that. I may not be an NBA player like him. I may not have the fame and the fortunes that he has, but I can feel where he's coming from. I even have family members who have taken advantage of me before too, and to this day I don't even talk to them. I don't talk to my own family except my parents and rarely my own sister. Unfortunately, but yeah.
I ask motherfuckers that's getting it, motherfuckers that's got it. I'm talking about money, endorsements. I'm talking about everything. It's like, bro, how do I do this, bro? How do I do that, bro? How do I turn this? How do I get this? How do I get them to take me serious? How? And every text message left on red. So nobody will tell me what the right thing to do, right? Nobody will tell me what to do. Don't do this, don't do this. But then as soon as I do something, everybody will tell me it's wrong, though.
Yep. See, that's what it is. When he asks for help, it's pretty much like, well, I can bet he gets comments like, well, you're being too negative, Michael Beasley. You're too down on yourself. What are you doing, man? You're too hard on yourself. Get up. You're a man. You're a star, bro. You have all the money. What are you crying about for? He gets comments like that, and that's where he's really misunderstood. He's heavily misunderstood by so many people, and like I said, especially his own family. And this is stuff that even Kevin Durant, his childhood friend, he can't, even he can't go to him. He's pretty much like a one-man person, growing up, and see, it's just ignorant comments like, well, you gotta be positive. What are you doing? They don't understand that. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm just speaking from my own experience. And like I said, I do not have the fame and fortune like he does, but I have been taken advantage of. I have been told, like, you're just being too negative. I've been told, like, especially when I'm talking about my own mental health problems. Like, I wanna be able to resolve this and do things so that I'll be able to do the things that I want to do, before it's too late, or I hold it off, and then it gets even harder as I get older to do that stuff. But that's that.
Like, my whole life has been like that. Conduct yourself, conduct yourself, conduct yourself, conduct yourself. And it's like, I conduct myself, but then at this point, I've shared secrets with people that turn secrets into information. Like I said, I'm talking about my own mother stole. Remember, RP, but my own mother stole from me. You feel me? Like I had to wake up one day in the league, one day in the summertime, and find out everybody was stealing from me down. Everybody, from my financial advisor, from my mom, to everybody in my fucking family, to everybody was. You dig what I'm saying? To the point where
getting the cut.
to the point where I was faced with two evils. It's like, okay, do I let this go on and not tell them because this is my family, or do I cut them off and don't have no family?
What was your decision?
Well, at that point, see, this is what I did. I had to cut pretty much most of my own family members because of that. I mean, it's evil, but you know what? I mean, so what? At this point, you're just like, you know. And again, I don't mean to express too much of my own experiences, but this is relatable stuff. This is relatable. Me and him, again, we may have completely different backgrounds, but this is all relatable because of betrayal, because of lack of trust, because of people who smile in front of your face, and then when you open up to them, it becomes information, and then it spreads around, and then it gets to the point where they take advantage of you, and then when you express it to them that, hey, stop doing this to me, and then guess what? Oh, well, they pretend they're the victim, and then they make you look bad. No, I know I went all over the place with that because, like I said, I've been in that place where I have gotten taken advantage of, even with money too. You know, that's just that. Um,
At first, I try to explain to them, but you can't explain $1,000,000 problems to somebody that ain't never seen $10 before. You dig what I'm
yep,
saying? So at first you try to explain, and then my best analogy for the situation was like, yo, listen, we on this boat right now, right? And it's a slight leak in the boat. If I get on this life raft and get to the water, not only could I come back with help for the boat, but I can come back with a mega yacht.
Right.
And we'll be straight. I'm trying to tell y'all.
yep, and that's actually, you know what? Let me go finish this off first.
Or we can just be part on this boat until this motherfucker just float. And then I'm telling y'all, when this motherfucker sink, and me and mine gonna get up off this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Because I got kids that ain't got nothing to do with what y'all got going on.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. That's a great analogy because you're on this boat with them, and then you come back with a bigger yacht, which means like you're a much bigger, better person. You're doing the stuff that you want. For my case, it's music. If I had gotten the right people who are, who I can talk to, who I can connect with, they don't have to understand me 100%, but at least like be able to try to understand me, and then just connect with, just vibe, you know, then I'll come back a bigger, better person. But if that boat is going to continue to leak and it's going to fall, you're going to just jump off. And now I may have butchered that analogy, my apologies, but this is just I'm just speaking from my experience and just relating to what Michael Beasley is going through, you know. And the thing is, you're not going to understand him if you were in his shoes, or you have felt, some parts of whatever he went through, like betrayal, having to, being taken advantage of, people who are just brushing your situation off like, oh, well, you're just being so negative, stop being negative. Those ignorant comments, or something like, hey, let's go hang out, you know, and then you try to tell them your problems, but then they're like, oh, whatever, but we'll still hang out, we're still bros, right? And they do nothing to resolve it. In other words, what I'm trying to say is, people who do nothing, who just want to throw themselves at you for the sake of wanting to throw themselves at you, as if it's their selfishness. So what I'm saying is, unless you've been in this man's shoes, unless you've been in his position, or have felt some of what he went through, you're not going to really understand him. And I'll admit, I don't 100% or even 50% understand what Michael Beasley went through, but I have some parts where I do relate. I do relate to what he's saying. I do relate to what it's like to just be heartbroken, to be betrayed, to be like to be laughed at behind your back, and even in front of you, but more so worse with behind your back too. You know, it's like, who do you trust? Who in the who in the fuck do you trust?
Y'all just gonna be in the water somewhere.
All right, that's about it for part 1. I'm gonna do part 2 on the next video. Like I said, there's just so much to say. And I know I may have been all over the place, but this really struck me. What he talked about really struck me. Because as I've said, like a broken record in this video, I've been there. I've been betrayed. I've been a lot more to myself. I don't like hanging out with people as much as I used to before. But all right, part 2 coming up.